Accountability? So you mean to tell me I gotta clock my own tea before someone else clocks it? That's crazy. Let's talk about it, you guys. What's up, everyone? I'm Devontae Dawson, but you can call me Tay, and welcome to TaéTalks, a space where we get real, unfiltered conversations about growing up, glowing up, and all that messy stuff in between. For today's episode, we're talking about accountability. You know, that stuff no one wants to talk about, but you know, we gotta talk about it over here, y'all. But before we begin, I want to give a shout out and a thank you to everyone who have sat there and watched the first episode of TaéTalks. I appreciate everyone out there. I appreciate the fans, the listeners, the supporters. Love y'all all dearly. And keep on watching, keep on supporting, and keep on subscribing. So, you want to know what accountability means? Let's actually search that up first. So, Merriam Webster sat there and said the definition means the quality or state of being accountable. And it also says this an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or to account for one's actions. That's what that definition means. Now, let's get into it. What does that mean? Like, let's really break that down. What does that really mean? Well, that just means that you have to be willing enough to accept responsibilities for thine actions. And I'm going to tell y'all, there are plenty of people out there that aren't willing enough to accept thine actions about anything and everything, which is the most frustrating part about life. If they can't take responsibility, why do I got to take responsibility? You know, that battle that is like tennis. It's a tennis match. It's a bowling match. It's a basketball game. It's a football game. Like, that's literally what we're playing right now. It's either I do it or you do it, or none of us do it. It's either my way or the highway, or no one does it. On some folks, trust me, your skin get the glowing, your nails get the cleaning, get the shining, you know, your teeth get the whitening, your energy is positive, because you know you're being accountable for your own actions, and you're not sitting here passing blame. Okay, you're not playing the blame game, which people love to play to avoid taking accountability. You know what? I've sat there and realized if you sit there and be accountable for your own actions, you have nothing else to worry about. No one can control you. You control your own emotions. You control the story. You control it. I'm gonna be honest. Let's say if someone sit there and tell you, hey, you should have done this, that, and the third, but you sit there and admit you should have. That kills the dead conversation. You get what I'm saying? That kills it because you just sat there and owned up to your own mistakes. Now, if you ain't own up to your own mistakes and you know played the blame game, you know that conversation could have been going on and on and on and on. And we got them type of people that don't take ownership. Trust me, I'ma tell you what pisses me off more than anything is that folks can't take ownership for their own actions. And you gotta take ownership for yours. Guess what? I hate to say it, but you gotta take your own ownership. Take your ownership and run to the hills with it. Forget what they got to think about. Forget them. As long as you take ownership for your stuff, that's all that matters. I'm gonna give y'all a little funny moment. So I sat here and I told my team that hey, we gotta be better with our time management. We can't be late because you know they're gonna start marking that in the system and everything like that. Okay. Guess what? There are folks that were late, and key point is this: if I'm a manager, because I am, I shouldn't be late. Hold myself to a higher standard so my team won't be late. If they see what I do, they're gonna do what I'm doing. You get what I'm saying? It's like I hate to use this expression, but monkey see, monkey do. Simple as that. So that right there, I have to take accountability. If I'm on time, they should be able to come on time. You get what I'm saying? But times that won't really be true. There might be times that might be something bad happen and they might be a little late. But 9 times out of 10, if the manager is doing what they have to do, the team gonna do what they're gonna have to do. You get what I'm saying? It's literally like I said, monkey see, monkey do. Simple as that. Ability is attractive. I ain't gonna lie. That what pulls me to be attractive to other people. Cause if you take accountability, there is nothing more attractive than that. Be accountable for your own actions. Like that is, oh, that is great. Let me tell y'all something. Growth is uncomfortable as fuck. Okay? It's very uncomfortable. Like, you can't sit here and lash out every 5 seconds at something that's not right. You can't sit here and have your tone elevated at something that is done wrong. You can't. You have to obviously sit here and check yourself, your inner self, before your outer self says what your inner self is trying to say. I'm gonna tell you something. You like my mom always said this to me all the time growing up. Think before you speak. Think before you speak. Always remember that. Think before you speak, because if you sit here and you say something before you actually think about what you're trying to say, then you're reacting off of your emotions. You're reacting off of your emotions, and then your attitude or your mindset, or it creates a habit that you keep doing. You are not thinking before you're not thinking before you speak. Clear as day. You have to own your ish before you can express your ish. That make any sense? Like, you can't call someone else out if you're not also calling yourself out at the same time. You know? Also, another thing here, right, is this right here. So, this call in, call out culture, I actually looked up what that meant. I didn't know what that meant. So, I looked it up. And basically, calling out is basically you calling them out in front of everybody. You're publicly shaming, you're embarrassing, all that stuff in front of everyone. And you're not literally being, I don't know, supportive or really honestly understanding by pulling them aside. Because let's be very clear. If you're going to call me out, I always tell everyone this. If you're going to call me out, pull me aside. Don't put me in front of a whole audience and call me out like that, because I'm going to feel embarrassed. I'm going to be on protective or reactive mode. And that's not always a good thing to live by. However, if you're going to be calling someone out, pull them aside. I mean, I do that all the time, or at least I'm trying to do that a lot more instead of me sitting here doing it in the moment. I like to do it maybe after the moment and pull them aside to let them know, hey, X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C. Because trust me, being accountable, we all can be held accountable. Let's be clear. I can be held accountable for plenty of things I may have said or have done. But guess what? I'm not going to ever allow you to sit there and publicly shame me in front of everybody, because you're not going to get that audience. Trust me. You're never going to get that audience, especially if you end up getting that audience and you shaming someone out there. I honestly will sit there and take it like a G. I'm going to take it, but I'm going to take it, but at the same time, I'm going to sit there and give you what you don't want. I'm going to sit here and be receptive of it, but I'm also going to be, at the same time, thinking in the back of my head, I'm going to talk to you after this. So, simple as that. Also, right here, too, owning everything that you have ever done when it comes towards your patterns, your mood swings, your attitudes, your habits. I'm going to tell you something. Men do have periods. It's called a man period. I've heard that before back in high school and middle school. Basically, you know how males, like us men, we literally get mad over stupid stuff. And we just lash out. But we're also wrong at the same time, too, because we're lashing out for no reason. We have no actual reason why we're lashing out. Own up to it. I know there's some folks that can't even own up to the fact that they do have a man period. I mean, that's what it's called technically. But there's folks that can't own up to that. And I'm like, how can you sit here and say you don't get mad? You don't be on no angry stuff, or you're not angry all the time, or you're not going to sit there and take accountability for your own actions. Nah, bruh. You gotta be accountable like I gotta be accountable. We all are accountable in this circle. Let's just be honest. Ain't no one's better than the other person. So let me get actually a lot more personal with you guys. So in this moment, we're gonna talk about like the personal story, how did I handle it, and what did I learn from it. So this is all about accountability. So I had an ex, and me and him, we sat there and we did some stupid stuff. I did something stupid, he did something stupid, and let's just say it led to me financially taking the hits after hit after hit, and it led to a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. So I filed a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. This was last year. It ended last year, actually. So I sat here and I did something stupid with him. And he didn't have to take any, to my knowledge, I don't think he took any financial hits or anything like that. But I did. I'm going to tell y'all something real quick. Being nice is not a good thing. You know, like, I honestly can't even tell you what drew me to even do those actions that I did. And I'm not gonna lie, I really honestly took all the, I really honestly put the blame all on him. At first, I did. Everyone around me was like, put the blame on him, put the blame on him. No. I also got to take accountability too because I'm the one that signed those documents too. We both are wrong. You get what I'm saying? We both are wrong. And I feel that when that situation happened, and the situation really led to cars, finances, apartments, houses, stuff like that. Impacting my credit, unfortunately. My credit is fine, but it impacted it a bit. So it just basically sat there. This all showed me that I had to sit there and take accountability for my own actions. Even now, even after all that happened, I took accountability that he was wrong. I can't sit there and tell you you're wrong because I can't. You not. I don't have your number no more. I don't have your number no longer. And at the same time, I also was wrong because I should have sat there and said no. I should have sat there and not signed no documents, but I chose to anyway. I feel that I learned a lot from that moment. One, not trust everyone with your information. And not everyone has your best interest at heart. At the same time, also, I have to learn how to sit here and be and stand on business. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just feel that it was just I should have done better. I should have knew better, and I chose not to. Simple as that. And it's not like I can't. If I were to go back in time and change all that stuff, would I change all that stuff? Honestly, no. And the reason why I know that's so stupid. Why would I not change anything? The reason why was because it showed me that I had to go through that time, and I'm proud that I did that. Unfortunately, it led to that result. But hey, it is what it is. And I had to hold myself accountable with that. Paying the fees back, making sure I work extra hours, going back and forth to Baltimore to pay those fees. Trust and believe I will never do that again because that was time consuming. And like I said, he didn't have to pay any financial burdens or all that stuff. I did. Who was the one who had to go back and forth to the courts? I did. Who was the one who had to sit there and take care of stuff? I did. It was just so much of I had to do everything, and I was the one who had to be held accountable. Simple as that. So when people ask me, how do you hold yourself accountable? I know people are going to ask you that question multiple times. How do you hold yourself accountable? How do you hold yourself accountable? How do you hold yourself accountable? Well, I'm going to tell you. Use that phone of yours. I'm going to tell you something. I have voice memos on my phone. That's why my phone storage is kind of dunzo. Because I talk to my phone all the time. Also, write it down, journal. That's nothing wrong with journaling your thoughts, journaling anything, honestly. That's honestly good for your mental health because if you can't talk to somebody, just write it down. Put it in the journal, write your thoughts out. You can get all that you want out in a book. Trust me. The college ruled notebooks or them, I think it's those composition notebooks. There's them black and white composition notebooks we used to have back in grade school. Use them books because I got two and I got both of them pages filled to front and back. Another thing is also talk to your friends. Like, I got a best friend. I got my best friends. I talk to them about everything and anything. And I sit here and I make sure they honestly, I tell them before I even begin, please be honest with me. I want you to hold me accountable because I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot of things I've sat there and said throughout my 23 years of life that I could have held myself to the fire. However, I'm a what's the word? I'm a petty person. I'm very petty. Trust and believe. I'm petty and I'm always on ready. I just wanted to say that. No, but for real, I am petty and I do sit there and I don't really see everyone's picture. So it's like if I express it to, let's say, my best friend, I talk to her and I tell her, hey, such and such happened to me and they were doing this and the third. Like, am I wrong for how I feel? Am I wrong for if I were to say this or if I did say this? Is that wrong? 9 times out of 10, she might say, yeah, you were wrong for this and that and the third. You should have went it like this. Or you was right for how you felt and you were right for what you said. Simple as that. I think even my best friend, when this whole stuff with my ex, going back to the story time, she sat there and she basically sat there and said this to me. You was wrong. You was wrong. You was wrong. You was wrong. And I'm going to stand by you, of course. But you were wrong. And I ate that. So those are the type of friends you need to have in your life. Friends and family to have in your life. And also at the same time, this right here, and I said this before, think before you speak. Or now I'm going to reword it. Think before you react. Don't sit here and react in the moment. Don't react based off emotions. Because if you keep reacting based off emotions, you're going to sit here and do some more damage that you can sit there and repair. You can't repair that damage. You can't go off as someone expecting that you're right, but you're not right. You're wrong. Trust me, I'm going to tell you from prior experience, you are wrong. You can't sit here and think you can hold someone else to the fire when you got to be held to the fire as well. What made them not want to do X, Y, and Z? Because of what you said or for what you did. Own it. Just own it. It ain't nothing wrong with owning your own ish. I own my ish all the time. Own it. You can't get mad at it because you did it. Own it. So I'm going to ask y'all, actually, since y'all are listening and y'all been with me for the past few minutes, I'm going to ask y'all, where in your life do you need to take accountability? Drop those thoughts in the comments below. And remember, this is a no judgment zone. We ain't judging over here. Just like Planet Fitness, no judgment. Or you get the little, what's the word? It's the little bell, the little the lunk alarm. That's what it's called. No judgment zone over here, okay? If you enjoyed today's conversation, please go ahead and subscribe. You all know new episodes drop every Tuesday. Follow me at IG at Devontae Official and follow the show at TaéTalks.pod so you can be updated on the show's behind the scenes content and any social engagement over there. Okay? Peace, love, and blessings. Tay out.